She seems to have a well of patience with you. Like, she's just waiting in case you have other questions for her.
38.
Yeah, Altagar shakes his head and wanders back over to you. Oh, I thought I heard something, is what he says.
Stay with us.
Paxi, I do have a... actually, are you done? He's looking at you, are you done?
Paxi, may I have permission to call upon you in the future? Not in this necessarily the same way as Lemmy, I mean, that's very personal, but it is... guidance is always useful.
Oh yeah, does he have an item? Foxfire is mentioning that Altagar had in...
yeah, he's immune to cold.
He's not immune to cold. I think it helps him with cold.
Like endure elements, sorry. Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah, he's got the Eye of Anam, and he had this thing that he stuck on his belt. And I thought it was like cold resist 5.
Man.
I actually don't see it on Altagar's sheet.
I know, because this came up last time, and he didn't friggin' write it down.
Wasn't it because he thought it was a slotless item that goes on the belt or something like that, and it actually was a belt slot, so he doesn't actually have it?
Yeah, I think he basically put on 2.
I remembered something.
Okay, I'm gonna make a note to try to hunt that down. It was a few games ago. Yeah, I'm not sure where that item ended up.
You gotta be real careful with magic items; they get lost.
Yeah, we get lots.
It's under the bed or closet.
It's holding up a table. Like
holding up a table. Where's that Holy Avenger? Oh, it's leveling out the table.
Leveling the table.
Yeah, he did have a rune that he took off of that thing, and it might have ended up in a cell pile. It might have ended up back on one of the sheets.
Do you remember what it's called?
That would be useful for the search.
Searching for a rune would not...
Yeah, rune isn't a bad word to search for. Was it Ild? No. I know exactly where to look.
It had...
Maybe I'll do that. I'll do that later.
It had endure elements. So maybe you can... That's something smaller results. Maybe.
I think it was an item that you can like bond to armor. Was really what it was, and then he put it on his belt, and it didn't quite work.
So before we go, Donovan is going to blast out an inspiring song.
Okay.
We're going.
This is...
I've got a question for you, Faxi. Do you know the White Wizard? Do you know of the White Wizard?
I did not expect to see those that followed in his path again. He has not been seen in a long time.
He uses magics to bring us together, and the previous companions were brought together that way. My 2 new companions, one which you've met is Donovan, the other one Midwick. They came through the same types of magics, but they were failing. His magics were failing, so I think the wizard may not be around anymore, but his magics are still around and trying to protect and do things for him.
If you could find the White Wizard or his magics, they would be useful in this trying time. If he still exists. The way of those types of wizards, the ones that have the power to rewrite the rules of the multiverse. Again, she trails off in thought.
She's trailing. Yeah. My question to you is, have you seen others that are opposite to us? Like, is there one that stands against, level to the wizard but opposite sides, and has groups like us?
Are you saying, are there enemies and evils out there that we must combat? Yes.
Lemmy smiles. Yeah, that's a silly question, isn't it? All right. I shall take your time no longer. Again, I thank you.
Okay. She nods to Lemmy, and then simply with her great wings casts aloft from the hill that she was standing on,
Okay.
and she flies up into the heavens, kind of towards the top of Mount Clangeddin. You get the sense that you actually thought you could hear cheering or training, but the training's going up in the clouds. Like it's kind of coming down from the sky of the heavenly plane that you're on.
Donovan is going to throw up a sculpt sound to sculpt his voice to be loud, so it'll carry, make it a little bit deeper, so it'll carry on the wind.
Okay.
And we'll blast out and inspire courage. Come on, Heaven, you can do it.
Give me a perform check.
You can do it! Cut evil's head off!
Like deepen it up so it'll carry a long distance.
Okay.
Lemmy will aid with his flute.
72.
Okay. You can hear it,
Yeah.
and it echoes, and you could tell that it goes high up into the sky.
Dude, add a surge, dude. Surge.
Dude, it's
75. 75.
all right. I'll surge. You wanker.
It's a 72 perform check.
It's a 72. No, you need a surge. 78.
Can I help him somehow?
You could
Get an 80.
It goes, and then eventually you hear this as 1,000 souls that were training on a heavenly cloud hear the encouraging words of a goodly being that has come to visit. Because you can understand all speech, 1,000 voices are yelling back encouraging words to you and thanks in at least 100 different languages.
I am the cheerleader.
You notice that 2 clouds above you part. You don't see what parted them, but it's kind of like somebody went
See invisibility.
and is looking and you feel that there are several presences that are now looking down at Lemmy, Altagar, and Donovan.
Lemmy does like the high five, like. You guys ready to go to Nalbren?
I suppose it's as good as time as any. Donovan will nod to the heavens.
Okay.
Plane shift to Nalbren, the room where we stayed.
There are tears streaming down Altagar's face, as you're pretty certain that somebody up in the clouds spoke to him. Yeah, okay, he says.
I'll do good.
No problem, I got this. Come on, get down.
Altagar is half dwarven. He's half
Yeah,
dwarven,
yeah,
half
yeah.
giant, and then he's got the tooth of Grolantor, which makes him really big.
So 1d100.
Okay, so you are plane shifting to Nalbren?
Yeah, it's also a 99% one.
Okay.
All right, we're good. I spend a mythic point to get to the room where we spent the night in the castle. That
Oh, you're
crappy
going
old part of the
straight
castle.
to the throne room, or okay? So I'm just going to
No,
go
no, no,
to.
no, no, not the throne room.
I will go to the. Throne
Hey
room.
guys, attack us!
I'll go to the throne room map.
Okay.
And just stick you
That's
there.
us.
Hey, on another green square. Let's make it a different color.
This carpet's cheap. It's everywhere.
They all get it in Bartertown.
This is one.
This is
green
one
guy,
textile,
green. Yeah. We're making a killing.
Okay, so let me just since we've changed locations, let me show you where Nalbren is. We've got a picture of Nalbren.
Really mess with a Galath and regenerate him.
Do we have a picture of Nalbren?
Well, we have the map, Nalbren map.
I thought we did have a picture of.
Oh, we did. The castle. It's a huge, huge castle. Yeah, we did.
Was it in the journal somewhere? Where did we stick it?
Give me a sec.
Oh,
Worlds.
it's in Galath's backstory. There we go.
Nice.
So there is the citadel that they've gone to. That's the citadel at Carabran, where Galath was born, and where his brother now rules as the Lord Marshal of the Isle of Nalbren. So they've gone there. and you appear in the crappy leaking area that they gave the non-humans last time that you arrived. There are no other people here. In fact, nobody notices your arrival in the Citadel.
Right. I'm going to do ascending to Galath.
Okay.
What does not being able to cast your highest level magic feel like? Does it have a feeling? Does it feel weak here?
Instead of feeling like you are like this sort of free, powerful feeling, there is this low, dull kind of pressure and a little bit of a headache that you have when you arrive here.
Ow. Marty, is this headache similar to the headache that I felt when I was scrying on my parents?
No.
It's different.
Okay. It is a headache. Would be the similarity.
Okay. All right.
If you try to concentrate on the spells that you have, you start to get like auras of the migraine, and
go blind. I know what you're talking about. All right. So I'll do ascending to Galath.
Okay.
No mythic points. It's same plane. Hey, Galath, we're here. We've got a. I'm bringing a new two new friends with me. They are the new companions. We are in the old room where we slept.
Can't. Busy right. I'll. Looking for the. And then just static, and then the spell ends.
Spellcraft?
It was Galath's voice.
Somebody cast dramatic exposition or like
Spellcraft, Marty? What WTF, mate? WCF.
You don't know. You know
So
that there's a chance that sending fails if you're on a different plane.
there. I have a question.
I need to rest.
This is a castle.
This is yes, we're in the castle of Galath's family. We're in Nalbren right now. This is the room where we spent the night.
If I remember correctly from your previous discussions,
Yes.
The people of this planet are somewhat wary of strangers. So wouldn't it be somewhat odd for us to be found inside the castle?
It is what it is. We're here. We can leave if you wish. But this Donovan, stop for a second. I just did ascending to Galath and he didn't respond properly. There's I heard shh in between his words and I couldn't make out what he said. I'd like to try. I'm not sure where he is. Not sure if he's here.
Is he strong-willed?
Galath is. There's a paladin.
Is he a particularly strong-spirited paladin?
He's a good man. I've sent to him before. If I rest, I would be able to make my sending more powerful. Perhaps that'll get through to him. Right now, I don't want to walk around the castle and raise an alarm. I'm not sure if he's even here. So let's just wait for the hour, and I'll redo my sendings. All right? So I get my spells back. Can I reprep the 6th and 7th circle, Marty, for the lower levels?
You can re-prepare them, yes.
Right, but you know what I mean. Like I have 3 and 2 or whatever.
He wants to stick a 5th circle spell in the 7th circle
make them all
slot.
5th?
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that.
So you guys are resting for an hour in this place?
Yes.
I think we're gonna have
Altagar keep watch?
Altagar. Is Altagar the tracker? Is he the Alta tracker?
Altagar gets Lemmy's invisibility ring again.
Yeah, okay, I remember this. He puts on the invisibility ring, he turns invisible. I'll be waiting out here in the hallway. I'm gonna, I'll play wrestle if anyone comes.
Just toss this stone if anything comes.
Yeah. I got this. Such a
7
fun,
extras.
fun voice to do.
Yeah. Hey yo, hey Adrian, yo.
It's Altagar. All right, so he
Just
steps into
dig
the
out
hallway,
the
and
window.
you can hear him kind of sit down, and it's in an abandoned wing of the building, so the
Yeah.
chances of anyone coming to bother you during this hour will be really low. If I roll a 1 on a d20, you know, somebody is coming down the hallway. Nope.
Okay. So Lemmy is preparing 3 sendings, and because I got a lot of spells right now,
So Lemmy and Donovan rest. It
actually
does...
more spells.
Donovan doesn't need to rest. He's
okay.
he's a sorcerer.
Yeah, you're good.
Donovan
No.
is trying really like he can't hear anyone. Like that's the like there's nobody to talk to.
Yeah, there's a damp room that has some old linens in it.
Okay, Donovan is going to shit.
Really, not
Donovan's
next to
gonna
me.
wait
Okay.
and pout a little bit. He's in the corner. He's like, oh,
Huh.
I came here and I get to sit in a dank room.
Lots of sighing. Whenever you sigh, Altagar pokes his head in. Everything okay?
It's all right. It's this
Yeah, all right.
is-
There's nothing going on out here. It's quiet here.
This place is stifling.
Yeah, okay. He goes back out into the hallway. Lemmy re-prepares his spells.
Yeah, I'll prepare 4 sendings. 4 sendings.
Okay. You are able to successfully connect with your god Yggdrasil on this world.
Okay, good. And I'm spending a mythic point now to do my sending.
Got it. And who are you sending to?
Galath.
Okay. You send again.
Yeah.
And you similarly get static, but what are you trying to say to him?
It's, are you in Nalbren? We are in your castle. We're coming to the throne room.
Lots had to go to. There are orcs and
Shit.
Fomorians.
Fomorians. Where what are Fomorians?
They're an insight like race knowledge. What
Continent is in.
Oh shit.
And then the spell
Scrying.
ends.
Alright, just gonna have to do some scrying on this guy.
knowledge, planes and or nature for Formians?
Yeah, sure.
Which one?
Nature, please.
Okay. 32.
Formians are, or the Fomori are an ancient race of giants that, we'll call it bad breeding, have resulted in really malshapen forms. No two Fomori look alike is kind of the thing. Think of
From
the
300.
yeah, from 300, that kind of Quasimodo looking like dude. Also, there's another creature that also has sort of mutations like this, and you're a bard, and you just start theorizing about it. Is that Ogrekin also can have bad breeding as well? Like, they're not symmetric beings. Maybe something happens to giant blood when it becomes like really ancient and mixed, and but they're definitely ancient. They're not like a more recent thing like Ogrekin. They're an ancient.
They're a very old giant, horrendously ugly, very strong.
And then 32, you probably get other things. Fomori tend to be huge, although there are some sub-races that are large only. And Fomori also, because of their misshapen forms, have an easier time using weapons that are too big for them.
They have very big weapons.
So a huge Mori would be wielding a gigantic weapon. A large one would be wielding a huge weapon, and that's kind of how like your sort of bardic recollection of
they got
depictions
extra
of,
big clubs.
Yep. Aside from that, no, not much else.
Are you certain we shouldn't just contact some people here in the castle?
Yeah, we can go talk. I mean, you can go talk to, because I'm going to be invisible and play wrestle with anyone that gives you guff. Remember that stupid hag is here.
Right.
If Galath didn't kill her already.
I hope we did. That thing's gonna die. Alright.
When we're
Okay,
saying the word hag, are we meaning just an old decrepit woman, or we mean
saying a witch.
a swamp lady with spells?
Yeah, she had a little fox and everything, and she cast spells and stuff. She turned into a spider.
Right. This one is very tricky.
You remember that?
Alright, I'm going to teleport us to the... So, let's turn into humans, and I'll teleport us to the front of the castle, and we'll approach that way.
Okay,
Alright?
Lemmy uses 1,000 faces to turn into humans.
I
Yep.
don't know how to turn into a human.
Just stay invisible, my friend.
Yeah, okay.
Now, they will not recognize me as who I am. They won't recognize either of you, and they will not recognize me as a human.
Right.
But I think I should actually just stay as me.
Yep.
That way I will be recognized.
What did they call
Alright.
you last time? They called you an elf.
Something like that. They're very illiterate
They
here.
called him an elf.
Yeah,
They-
on the,
they
on
don't
the
know
count
what
that
they're
he's
doing.
smaller than human.
Fair enough. Donovan is he's a very slight
Yep.
and small for an elf. He's 5'8", 118 pounds.
Like I said, they don't know anything. Just stay as an elf, all right? I mean, stay as a human. It'll be easier. This is not a greater teleport, as I don't have those right now.
I think Lemmy just called me a human.
Just stay. Aren't you? Didn't you
Are
turn
you
into a
striking
human?
out into the citadel? Is that what you're doing?
I don't
It's
know.
Easier to. It's going to be easier just to. Where's the best place to do this? What's the best place to do this? We can teleport to the throne room, but that's kind of not good. That would be the fastest way to do it. All right, we're big. We have big balls. Let's just go and do it. Let's teleport to the throne room.
Okay.
I'm here.
Washa!
Where's Galath?
All right, so let me grab your tokens. Copy paste. Let me go to.
Are you and you're Lemmy or are you human?
I'll be Lemmy. It's fine.
Should we be prepared for them to be hostile?
That's very likely. Actually.
I'm always prepared.
That's what Altagar is here for, right?
Donovan is gonna cast some spells before we go teleporting into
That's
some unknown
fine.
bigoted throne room that we are breaking into.
Throne room of King Bigot. All right.
Yeah. So we're gonna throw,
Fair enough.
and they have guns, is what I remember being told.
Yeah, they do have guns. Yes.
Yep.
Guns are bad. So 3 mage armor charges are being used. Everybody's got a mage armor.
Thank you. She brought. Frig, I wanted to bring Danekinder. No, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah, it's a little late. We're like 2 scenes in already.
Yeah, I
and
know.
there's no Danekinder.
It's fine. It's fine.
And Donovan is going to cast an actual shield spell and a see invisibility.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. It is. I'm just checking for something very important on my sheet. Gloves of arrow snaring. They are on. Good.
Okay. You teleport into the throne room. You've seen it before. Give me a percentile, or are you greater teleporting?
No, I can't greater teleport.
Right, because it's Nalbren.
Yes.
Nalbren has a limit of 5th level spells or lower.
So you can teleport. You just can't greater teleport.
Correct.
Right.
Which is hilarious. This place sucks.
Yes, it does.
Percentile.
Yep. Oh, I did want to put like a Cat's Greg Spark Skin.
You want me to
See
roll the
invisibility.
percentile, or do you want to roll it?
Oh, here. 83.
Woo!
Ooh.
We're going to Athrone Room.
Right, within range. Wow,
I guess
that's like almost, there are a bunch of kingdoms, and
We're just gonna do it again. Nope, wrong one.
Seen casually 88. No, you made it. You made it.
Ooh.
You've been here
All right.
a couple times in your stay here,
Yeah.
so you arrive, but you kind of arrive off to the side somewhere.
Hey.
The throne room is currently empty. Many of the tapers are not lit. There are a couple near the doorway that are lit. Everything has a little bit of dust on it.
For fuck's sakes!
You did say that they're being taken over by a group that didn't like kings.
No, but they were subservient, or they
Maybe
gave in.
Maybe they made a public administration
Listen,
building of some sort.
Galath said he was fighting orcs. There were giants. The only place that would happen.
Hello? Is there anyone in here? The tapers are lit, so somebody has to be around here. Caretaker or something?
Okay, you hear a door opening that leads into the throne room. This guard pokes his head in.
Greetings.
His sword is drawn and he's coming, a torch. Hello?
Hello?
Calm yourself. My name is Lemmy. I'm Galath's friend.
Give me a charisma check.
Yes, sir. A charisma or a diplomacy?
No, you did not have a minute to explain yourself. This is to see if he
Donovan
reacts.
was
Okay,
talking.
then.
Yeah, you can aid if you want. Or you can do your own.
5.
I'd like to do my own.
Okay.
22. I'm Galath's friend.
28.
How did you get in here? Is what he says. Let's find a
I'm a caster, if you forget. I'm
find
a caster.
token for a guard.
I came to Galath. But where are they?
Oh,
We have important business with the old king. We're uncertain of his new title.
Alright, this warrior. He steps in.
I remember you.
His eyes grow wide as he's pointed at Lemmy.
Right.
Is that giant
Are
in
you-
here?
Yes, he is. First,
Hey,
he's fine.
I smashed your head against the wall.
Holy he swears at the guy.
Altagar
Remember you knocked
quite-
out a bunch of guards as you
Oh
saw
yeah,
the gate
we
kinda came in here?
basically we did like it was a split across 2 sessions. And
What are you
session
doing
1 we
here?
were super violent.
There was an agreement with me and Galath to speak with the druids and make peace. I came to honor it. Where are they?
Galath's been gone
La-
for weeks.
From what I heard, there's a battle.
The Lord
with
Marshal's in
arcs.
the capital helping with the defense of his kingdom.
What are they defending against, and where is it? We can go to their aid.
He thinks for a moment.
Oh, there's... I'm not
Can you
sure
recognize where he is? Can you recognize where he is?
the Lord...
What was his exact title?
For frig's sakes, my scrying wouldn't work here.
Your
greater
your greater scry won't work here.
My
Yeah, dude,
scrying
it's
will.
old school. We can't even just say like, "Hey, God, tell me how to
damn it.
get there."
Damn
Like,
it,
your
I
GPS is
usually go-
busted too.
And I see him. All right. If you see where he is, can you tell me where that location is and how to get there?
What do you mean?
There is some magic that allows us to see someone we're looking for. It's called scrying, and I can create it now. It'll take some time, but if you see where he is,
What do
Can you
mean
show me
see
where it
he
is and it's just he finds a bowl, throws some water into it.
So you,
Like create water.
yeah, you find a bowl in the room.
Yeah,
you
create
think
water.
the bowl might be used for washing of feet?
Yeah, that's fine. Come back in an hour, and we'll be able to see Galath.
What do you mean come back in an hour? What are you doing in the throne room?
All right, stay and watch me then. He placed
Excuse-
water.
Kind sir, My friend here, the elf, has had a long day and is somewhat delirious.
He hasn't put his
Is
sword
there
down.
a
He's got
herald or someone similar we're supposed to speak with?
Uh,
A clerk?
yes, the bishop is here.
We would like to speak with the bishop.
Still want to do my casting.
So Lemmy's playing with this foot washing
Yeah.
bowl. Wait here, he says. A couple of other guards
Thank you.
have heard this and have come down, and he actually leaves. He leaves the throne room. They close the door behind them like they're locking you in. But the fact that you arrived in the throne room, this may not be the best. The best thing. About 15 minutes later.
Altagar, keep your eye out for foxes or spiders or other things that you said before.
Good point.
There are a cadre of warrior-looking priests of the of Nuada. You recognize them by the slight silver gleam off of their left-handed gauntlets.
Knowledge religion. This is my first time with Donovan looking at Nuwadans.
Yep.
Yeah. 30.
Nuada Silverhand is a lawful neutral god. He is a lightbringer. He does have paladins, but he might have worse.
Lawful neutral tends to have
He's
that.
a very strict god, and
Kind of sounds like an asshole.
there are
One that
some-
still gets to come to the party, but just barely.
yeah, there are some tales that he originally fought giants when he helped establish human kingdoms. Like he was also kind of like a human king as well in some of the stories.
Yeah.
He's supposed to have a whole family of pantheons, but amongst all of these, apparently only all these folk, apparently only Nuada is worshipped. You notice some of the very Nuadan motif in the room, like none of the other gods of the pantheon are celebrated. These warriors come in, their cudgels drawn, they've got shields, they kind of form a flank around a man in a tall bishop's hat, and you notice the warrior that you ended up talking to is walking by the bishop.
Bishop Duncan.
Ah, Lemmy.
Don't lose your concentration, Lemmy.
He'll know. He doesn't care.
Lemmy. And
This is a friend.
Donovan Delahan. He offer a hand.
he shakes your hand as he wasn't sure what to do when presented with an elf.
No, he's a human.
No, Donovan's...
Donovan. Oh, is an elf?
Donovan's an elf.
You can
Sweet.
see
All
him looking at your pointed ears. He's not saying anything, but he is studying you as he shakes your hand. Welcome to Kerbran.
We need to know where Galath is. We need to know where Galath is. He's in battle right now.
Galath was expecting you on the onset of spring.
Things have changed. There's dragons to fight.
That was 20 days ago. Although you couldn't tell by looking out the window.
Right.
There was mention of Formians, a giant army of some sort, and orcs.
Orcs, as well. Where is he defending his kingdom from? What is he defending his kingdom from, and where is it?
I haven't heard of such dangers here in the Citadel.
So, where has Galath gone?
Galath is a man possessed with a holy quest.
To...
He seeks the relics of old. He seeks answers that we have not been able to give him. While his brother is in the capital, overseeing plans for, well, I suppose whenever the winter does finally break. His armies and soldiers have gone there.
So where is Galath himself?
Questing. He left with his great horse Tordephalon, the eight-legged.
Shit. Alright, we need you to identify the place that I will scry upon and tell us where it is? Or actually, let me think. Once I see it, I'll be able to teleport there.
Galath has returned home a great night.
Donovan is again trying to be really quiet with his voice that everybody can understand.
Yep.
You do realize that you need to scry on a person, right?
Yeah, Galath.
Okay, the place doesn't matter. You just need to know the person because you can't scry on the place.
No, teleport.
Is
Never
there
mind.
something that we should be concerned about? Nuada fought Fomorians when Nalbren was very young, and when men first came here. Are they back?
It is very possible. There was mention of Formians and Orcs
Yes,
in his
I've
message.
heard of these orcs. Galath seems to think that these tusked raiders are threatening the shores of the Easting Wood. Hardly
The
a
shores of the
concern from us here in the Citadel.
Right, but he's in a battle right now, and I'd like to get there as soon as possible.
Surely they must have come in small boats from far away. They don't call it the Coast of Arrows for nothing. I'm sure that the Zodland tribesmen will be able to handle any sort of incursion by these tusked raiders.
Do you know where the Song Ring is?
Pardon?
The Song Ring, the Song Gate, the Ring of the Gods, the Eye of Travel.
The path that the Empire comes from.
The trading route to the Empire.
Do you speak of the Kingdom of Chris Leon?
Yeah,
The
that,
Lion's Den. It would be across the channel to the main continent. That is where those terrible ships and those guns and cannons come from.
So, Donovan, who has no idea what direction any direction is, he's going to point in a random direction and look to see if the guy's like, yes or no. You pick another one? Like,
If you have need of a map, I can show you.
please, that'd be very helpful.
Okay, very unorthodox arrival. Normally one arrives outside of a citadel and knocks on the gate. Although I cannot blame you for the last time that you arrived here. It was not very welcome.
Right, and time is kind of the essence.
Might I inquire as to what is the urgency?
Your bad weather. That, and trying to make peace with the druids, and reconnecting Yig to your world. Because
He doesn't... Weather? Well, it's not unheard of to have a long winter. It does come in cycles, I am told, by the almanacs, although this one was unpredicted.
how long has the weave been damaged here?
Yig, weave, I'm afraid perhaps
he
there is
speaks
a barrier
to
of language here, he says.
he speaks to the limit of the circle of spell that can be used here.
If you...
Galath prattled on about something about that as well. Curious. I receive the powers from Nuada Silverhand as he sees fit, and I do not question whether he gives me more or less of it.
Right.
Again, one of those, if you've never seen a sixth circle spell, then sixth circle spells would not exist.
Like a 10th circle spell. 11th.
Just because we haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. Yeah. I know. Maybe we have seen it.
He's listening to all of you.
Right, so I think the best... He looks at...
Are you speaking of the great rituals and the powers of artifacts of our gods?
Yes.
Right.
Those are things that are not for you, but only for the priesthood, he says. Come with me. I'll bring you to the map room, where I will enlighten you, foreigners.
Please.
Altagar's laughing. You can see the guy who previously got his ass beat by Altagar was looking around the room for him. Alright, so he brings you... I'll just move you guys off to the side. He brings you to a map room. His guards stay nearby, like unannounced visitors. I don't think you guys have... Yeah, he's... Altagar, for this particular part of it, is forced to stay outside because simply there's just too many people between you and the room that they kind of turned into. And there's this really crude drawing of Nalbren. And I can go to the
proportions are all off. We
the
actually
proportions
see
are
like,
all off.
what
Little castles are like really too big and that sort of thing. I'll show you the map of Nalbren. You get the general gist of this.
So, if we need to speak with the druids, what?
So here's
What?
Nalbren. You are definitely by the kind of... You are here on the fortress of Caerbran. There's this thing labeled the Tarthian Gap, and then the West Tarthian Mountains, and then it has like very blurry coastline that says the Kingdom of the Lion.
Well, the druids.
What do you mean, where are the druids?
There was wild men protecting a tree.
Oh. The ones that we have not captured and hung usually live in the Easting Wood, on the other side of the Druid Wall.
And we're making a bluff check to not be, like, completely fucking disgusted by this man's use of language.
Yes. It was a matter of fact. Not like he's... that he's all about it, but it's kind of like just common knowledge.
This is what happens.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the direction we want to go.
Scenes. Oh, sorry.
Unless, of course, that you speak of the Druids of Sylvanus. There seems to be a new and rising sect of Druidry that's coming from across the way from the kingdom of the Lion's Den. They are friends of civilization. While we have yet to decree a difference between those, our High Pontiff might very well do so in the coming days.
Is everything labeled on this map?
Kind of. Yeah.
Donovan points at the Isle of Wizarding. What's there?
It is an island that a long time ago was where... They are simply legends. Where the great wizard Merlin is said to have learned magic.
What?
Was the great wizard Merlin one of those who could break the fifth circle?
Again, I am not too sure exactly to what you refer. But
Cast
if you are
spells that
asking
nobody else could.
if Merlin was a great wizard, I would have to say yes, although he was much before my time. He did have artifacts and the capacity to trick and cajole people. Some think he was a criminal, others think he was a hero. I would have to go back and refer to texts of past pontiffs to see what the Church of Nuada thinks.
Has Galath gone there?
Why would he go there? No, Galath did not go to the Isle of Wizarding. He is not a wizard, and bad things happen to those who are not wizards. We do not go there.
Right.
Although, there were some ships that did stop at the Isle of Wizarding. I remember Galath and his brother speaking of this, wondering what the purpose was.
Oh. Bastards.
I believe that Galath has gone to the Isle of Blood.
I'm just, like, looking around.
Despite my protests, the Golden Lake is not a shining beacon like it once was, but Galath is convinced that there is still something there. For why would the great angels of blood stalk the isle and slay all of those that step upon it?
I don't want to break the flow, but can I get like a 2-minute thing? I've got dog's going nuts, and
Sure.
and I just realized I haven't been out for like 6 hours. So.
No. You gotta let them shit all over the place, man.
No!
Just dump it for days.
You watch them shit. You smell it.
Do you want to take a 1 minute break? My bladder
Sure.
could use a
Or
break.
you can continue, and Donovan's intensely staring at the map, trying to memorize kind of the general look.
Sure. I'm gonna take a 30-second.
I'm just gonna.
Ahmed, if you don't need a 30-second, chat with people online.
I do.
We'll be back.
Oh, okay. How is everyone doing? Sorry, when I'm DMing, sometimes I can't pay attention to the chat as much. Foxfire, how's it going? If you can hear music in the background, I think it's called the Sound of Seattle, which is like a few blocks away from where I live. So I'm getting like the muted sound of concert. And I've got to open my door because it's warm here today, and that's the only way to get air in my apartment. At least until I get AC installed. Oh no, they're looking at the map and they're going to want to adventure in all the places on the map. Oh no, all these places I didn't prepare. That's fine. I'll be able to roll with the punches. I like how they just show up to some place 20 days late and expect everyone just to be standing around waiting for them. Yeah, consequence. Consequence is a thing. 1d consequence. Alright, maybe while they are taking a break, I will populate a map ahead of time. Legends. Nalbren.
Consequence? The fair?
Oh, I was just making fun of the fact that you guys were 20 days late to meet someone and you're expecting everyone just to be standing around waiting for you.
I have no idea.
Right.
Was it in my calendar? That was 2 weeks ago. I mean, it's also a lot. It's like the ancient times, although we do have sending spells, so it's not really the ancient times.
Yep. And Nalbren has the same calendar as Vosgard.
Yeah.
No excuse. And Galath's under a very powerful compulsion, where he was like denying it. He's like, I can last till spring. I've looked at all the cups.
Must collect. Well, and what if he found the right cup? Like, what's the next thing it does?
That's a very valid point.
Great, you found the cup. What else does it do?
Shit.
Ahmed's in town.
In which town?
This town. I'm here. Just getting something.
Sorry, I was just updating a map where I think you're going to go. Although, now that you've looked at a map and said, ooh, well, look at all these adventure locations. I'm like, shit.
Well, yeah, there's...
Shit, all these things I didn't prepare.
Well, there's like... So he's fighting Formians, eh? There's this place called Formore on here. I don't know.
For more. You want more?
Okay, so you're standing there with the cleric who's defending his basically culture to these little bit of uppity foreigners. Are you asking the bishop anything else, or are you do you have the information you need?
Has there been rumblings amongst the Nawardens of a god's war coming? I don't know how to break that gently, so we're just gonna...
You really ease yourself into that, don't you? Taking it slow, right?
I suppose that like us mortals who battle, so does the warrior king Nawada battle against others. Maybe those that have taken offense to our mission, to reconquer Nalbren in Nawada's name, so that we may appease to him and to the fivefold god whom Nawada serves.
Ah, the fivefold god.
Yes.
What do you know? What can you tell me of him? It's the first I've heard of him.
He is a god of laws. That Nawada, even though is king, bends the knee like a knight.
Right. Midwick spoke of this.
Does he seem happy about this?
He neither seems happy nor sad about this. It simply is to him. You give me a sense of motive if you want.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Sorry, I'm peeling myself a grapefruit. Because it's like an orange, but tastes worse. But tastes worse means it has less calories, so...
I like grapefruit.
You're weird. 47.
He doesn't feel particularly zealous about this change. He's simply stating facts.
Yeah. But it's a fact that, so... He's stating it as a fact like it's a fact. He's not saying it as a fact like it's a thing I have to say.
Nope.
Okay. Interesting.
All right. Well, thanks. I'm gonna look for.
It's a quaint tower you have here.
I'm gonna look for Galath now.
Okay, so you're casting Scry.
I'm scrying, yeah. This will take an hour.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll make the small talk. Are there any hymns of New Waters that are that you particularly enjoy?
Yes, of course.
I am a bard. I do like singing, unless you feel it would be inappropriate for someone such as myself to sing the songs of Nuada.
No, I suppose not. You should come to church with us on the 30th. Many hymns will be sung that day.
If I am here at that time.
Oh, yeah, we had mass this morning.
We were in heaven this morning. It was most illuminating.
He like squints a little bit. He's convinced you're using the wrong words.
My true speech power makes me think I'm using the correct words.
Right. Like, he's just not believing your tall tales, or he squints a little bit at that.
So heaven... So Nuada might not necessarily deal with, like, all those heaven guys. So they might not have a call to arms, and then the five...
What precisely has brought you here? He says as he's looking... You came here to speak with Sir Galath. Sir Galath and his brother effectively let me in charge of the fortress at Kerbran.
Lemmy is supposed to attempt to negotiate a treaty or truce with the Wildmen.
Ah.
We are here to assist him.
For hundreds of years we've tried to bring the religion of peace and light to these wild men of the Eastern Wood. They have been resistant. Their druidic ways are sometimes barbaric. And they erected the Druid Wall, which has kept many of our men from being able to go and visit them on the field of battle. The Arrow Coast, well, just try to approach their peninsula with a boat, and you'll learn why it's called the Arrow Coast.
That isn't how we typically approach things. Although we could use a boat.
The druids of Eastern Wood are quite barbaric. I'm sure they will not enjoy having someone arrive in the middle of their house. We, of course, here in Kerbran are civilized.
Obviously. I'm
also
not
have no
necessarily
choice in
telling the
that.
truth, but I am really good at lying, so...
I shall let Galath know that you have arrived here. Is there any other particular message that you want, aside from prattling about Fomorians and Orc Raiders?
Ragnarok has come. The God's war is upon us. It is, as a goodly man, you will understand.
He nods. I will make sure that those words are spoken to him. I shall also make sure that he knows that these are your words.
Thank you. I also want to mention Lemmy, because he knows Lemmy.
Yes.
Galath has not met Donovan yet.
Do believe it was the presence of Lemmy that kept the guards from attacking you when you appeared and when you made your presence known in the throne room at Cabran.